I think it's on. I can't really tell. Stop. I think it's on. I'm gonna trust myself and go. Wow. Sitting inside Scrooge's house again. And semester is officially done. The third one. And I moved out of my house. I am closing in on another chapter. The Europe chapter is closed. This first chapter is closing. I'm flying to San Diego today. Really excited to spend some time with Mylan. He's only getting back Sunday. Man, this semester was, I feel like, taught me a lot of things. Let's go through it real quick. You lived in 3 different houses. You started in the hood in Northeast, and then you moved to the woods and lived in North Bethesda, and then you moved to this quaint little family suburban right next to a school in Arlington. Three very unique places. Each one has had its own strengths and pros and cons. The pros of the first place, beautiful inside. I had a lot of space to myself. Met 2 amazing people in Shanna and um, Stacy. Amazing people. Learned a lot about just how inequities can, just in the many different ways it manifests. From going to a Japanese store that they had nothing inside of there. One Chinese store, nothing except one raggedy chair, and like everything was locked up as if it was literally like a jail cell, and you were like speaking. It was just interesting. It just was fascinating to me how when you're in environments that feel like they need to be guarded up like that, how does that make you feel about yourself or your environment? I mean, it comes from a place of like, okay, I understand, but then you go to these other stores around here and it's so free. This concept that you always think about that, how if you wanted to be a menace in normal society, it's quite easy. But in places where I think a lot more crime happens, it isn't actually that easy to be a menace if you wanted to. Like you couldn't just go there and steal anything from it because they like protected it quite well. And so it's just a stark contrast driving from that to Georgetown every day, where it's like safety is kind of the expectation. It's not something that you would really be surprised by. So yeah, so some of the cons of living there, I think, was the drive was pretty long, 30 minutes, and it wasn't an aesthetic drive; it was traffic drive. It was because the next place was a drive, but you were driving through the woods. That was a beautiful drive. But yeah, so it was like okay, drive wise. The place in my life then, that was before I came to New York. That was before I went to New York and fell in love, and that was before you know a lot of things. I feel like I was still reeling from finishing Europe, and I don't know where my headspace was at then. I only now my brain only remembers the Arden phase and the post Arden phase. And yeah, and then the next house I moved. Oh yeah, one con to that, I didn't really like that room. I had a TV in there. I'd watch it a lot. I was definitely like that was the month where I was masturbating a little more. The next 2 months was almost never. That was um, really small room. I didn't spend much time in my room. It was just a bed. I just went there to sleep. But I slept there every day. Yeah, I didn't like start sleeping over until the next. So then between that space, I went to New York to visit Arden for that first time with that conference. Oh, my parents were here also then. I went to go visit Arden in that conference, and then I came back, and then that next month is when I went to New York the second time. The cabin situation, I fell in love. I, really had these. I cared about a person. I cared about myself because I cared about a person. Um, I felt very strongly that night. And that was in a new place in Bethesda. Cons, the door sucked, that room sucked, but the neighborhood was beautiful. I was running. It was gorgeous. The neighbors were really kind and would always smile and say hi to me. And I really liked that neighborhood. I loved the drive. And one of the cool things that came out of that was it was far from campus. It was 35, 40 minutes from campus. And so I started sleeping over at a bunch of people's houses. I became really close to Hannah over the span of that month. I became really close with Sujana. This entire friendship began because I lived there and I slept over. I slept out in Nezra's place. I slept at oh man, I gotta drop her book off. Shoot, she's gonna be mad at me. I gotta go do that today, right now. Maybe right now. Okay, go ahead, Martin. I slept at Sydney's house. I slept at Raul's house. I slept at what's her name? Man, I don't know if it's gonna come to my head. Rachel. I slept at Rachel's house. Um, slept over a lot. Slept over at Jindy's house tons of time. That was a really cool, you know, time in my life. Uh, wow. Wow. Yeah. And downside, just that woman was kind of weird. She wasn't weird. She was just odd in some ways. I mean, then I moved to this newest place. I moved to Arlington. Between those two is when I went to New York again to visit Mylan and stuff. I don't know. That was after. But yeah, I moved before. This place was beautiful. I feel like it was very therapeutic. This house represented post-Arden. There's a Arden month, post-Arden month. This month was very therapeutic, channeling all those feelings of loss and unrequited, without the word love, into puzzles, paintings, and my work, and my improv. And it was cool in that way. Very cool in that way. Just channeling all the emotions that I felt into creative outlets. Outside of that, we had like 3, 4 different crushes. It's just fun. Nothing. I found that in this phase of my life, it's a certain sense of focus and direction that I need to sustain and create for myself before I can look elsewhere at all. My podcast has been doing well. I recorded, 10 to 15 episodes in this last 3 months. All amazing. Just great conversations. I feel like my brain was working in a certain way, um, clicking on all cylinders. Book club is reignited. I, like just I took a step in a direction. Now I'm not going to say right direction. I took a step in a direction in these last 2 months. As it comes to an end, you know, I can look back and be like, I confidently tried my best every day, and I would say maybe 80% of the days lived great days. There's maybe 10 to 15 where I threw away by wasting my time. But apart from that, worked out, played a lot of basketball, made good money, made a lot of friends, made experiences, lived life, experienced a lot of things I was afraid of, nervous of, dealt with loneliness, created. Like, that's life. There's nothing more to it. Um, Things changed very quickly and rapidly, but I'll say that's one thing I think I've noticed about me really quick. I make friendships and relationships close very quickly. And whether that be with Cedric, oh, I joined BSU, whether that be Cedric, whether that be Hannah, Hannah, that friendship felt like went from 0 to 100 very quickly and then 100 to 0 very quickly, right? It's like, I love hanging out with Cedric. I didn't really hang out with Ebenezer too much. Slept over at his house though. Um, that was fun, those 2 days. Uh, but I think the point is that I'm learning how to create close relationships quickly with people, and you're improving a little bit of understanding that all that begins ends, and all the good things in life comes from it. And this phase of your life is now coming to an end. Next semester will be a new friends, new environment. You'll be maybe living in a different city. You know, anything is possible. And I can't look back. Still got, let's see, is it under 10% already? Yeah, 12%. So this might be ending soon, but I think a little bit about my past as well now, as I've had, started therapy again and just had that space. I've come a long way and seen a lot. Um, I'm just curious to where does it go? What is the point? How much can you experience before you're like, I'm experiencing this cool? But maybe that's all there is to life, man. Like, I did genuinely experience a lot on a day-to-day basis. But maybe there's nothing more. It's just that. And so continue experiencing. Find things you're afraid of. Keep creating. You're not creating. Like today, the last 3 days, you haven't created anything. And so I'm glad I'm able to do this. But my grandpa dying, my parents going to India, first coming here, going to India. It's just a lot. I feel like I'm feeling a certain, not having a home, I think gives you a certain sense of realizing that all you ever have for yourself is your body and your mind. And all these other things are just creations of stability that we build around us to make us feel like those are things that will be there every day. But they're not. Someone could just destroy your house. You could just lose your house. You could lose your money, not have money to afford your house. You could be forced to move somewhere else. Like we create these structures around us to give us that sense of stability. It's not. There is no such thing as stability. It's just a sense of stability. Every minute the world changes. There's no sense of the same. There's no sense of stillness in that sense. But you can create inner stillness within the chaos around you. And I feel like what I'm realizing now is my life is very chaotic, but I have made it that way. And so now that my life is chaotic, I have to now find peace within. And then I think that peace will radiate no matter what circumstance I'm in. I've wanted to create a chaotic life. That's good. Now life is chaotic now, but I need to now find that inner peace. There's no routine in my life. I've not done the same thing 2 days in almost 6, 7 months now. And so to now, develop that inner stillness among the chaos, I think is the key moving forward. I would like to keep going. I just don't know when my laptop will die, and I don't know if this gets saved. But I guess that's an interesting question of why do I want it to be saved. I have the answer, but I don't know how I'm going to say it, to be honest. I really miss some of the people in my past. I really recently just been thinking about that person, and I'm just like, I don't know. I had a moment a couple weeks ago where I was just like, if she knew who I was now, I think she'd be really proud of me. Which gives me some sense of like pleasure, like just I'm proud of who I am becoming in some sense, and I would like to continue improving, whatever that means, as a sign of respect, of a sign of like acknowledging that how I treated some people were wrong, and I'm doing my best to make up for that. And the only way I can really receive forgiveness for myself and maybe possibly these people is by being the best that I can be. Otherwise, that pain was for no reason. If I also waste my life. And so, yeah, I wish you knew who I was now. Yeah. But I'm just curious to understand like what my life looks like in terms of love. Like, what does it mean to be lovable? How do people find people? There's like this concept of I don't want to be objectified. I don't want to be used. There's some sense of, oh, this person will make me happier. This person, I just want to be seen as a human, existing on their own, separate from another, but still be like appreciated without wanting to be controlled or possessed. And I don't think I put that energy out there as well of wanting to possess. There's nobody in my life that I want to necessarily like date or like keep around for an extended period of time. I I guess yeah, I want to create more opportunities for myself in my life to find myself. Like find myself in the sense of spending time without any no music, no just sitting with myself. And this is nice. This is a form of neuroticism that seems okay, right? Like to just talk to myself. Um, but since it's recorded, like what if I didn't record? Would it be neurotic then? If I just talk to myself looking out into the street as I am right now, just talking? Maybe. What does it mean to be neurotic? My podcasts have been great, man. Like honestly, I really enjoy the people I'm talking to. They're all so intelligent in the sense of they have such a different approach to life and understanding life from their own perspectives that it's really fascinating to just be like, damn, this is how a sociologist understands it. This is how a historian understands it. This is how a psychiatrist, a psychologist, a mathematician, a philosopher, a policymaker, a politician, a dean, an educator. Like it's cool to just have these different voices and opinions on life itself. It was cool to meet my coworkers yesterday. It's beautiful to be so close with patient. I mean, not even really her, but Shujana and Babel, Somali, Eddie, you know. But also, I feel like I'm in a place where I'm very desperate. I'm not capable of giving. I'm just taking, taking, taking. I want to work on getting to a place. What does that mean? I want to work on, work on, work on. What do you mean by that? You just need to meditate. I mean, you know that that's the answer. I feel like all the answers you know. You know what you need to do. And I've said this, I feel like many times on this channel. It's just like, I know what I need to do, right? And so what's stopping you from doing it is a real question. You know what you need to do right now. You need to get up, make your bag, get ready so you're not stressed out when you have to fly. Leave around 2:33, get to the airport. You know exactly what you need to do. You need to go drop off that book, so you don't have too much time to dilly-dally. So go do it. What stops you? Good question. Next thing. It's a sense of I want to reject what will happen. I want to reject the change. I want to stick to what I know. I don't want to face the fact that I'm walking into the unknown, walking into this airport, walking onto this flight. I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen once I get there. Once I get there, I'm going to have to find Uber somehow to get to this person's house. Molly's not going to be there. I have to somehow make sure I can get the key where it's going to be hidden somewhere and get in. But do you trust yourself to make it through that? No. But will you make it through it? Yes. So like what is lacking right now is the trust in yourself that you will make it through. And because of that, that is radiating into everything else. Do you believe in yourself? No. Why? Because I feel like my teeth are dirty right now. I need a freaking brush. It's because I feel unwanted. But why? Like why those? Why what does it mean to be unwanted? What does it mean to be wanted? Can you be more wanted than you already are right now? No. People want you in your life. Your parents want you, your family wants you, your family friends want you. You cannot be more wanted than you are right now. Maybe you're seeking some sense of possession. Someone being like, you make my life make sense. Be in it every day, every minute, don't leave. You want to be the critical point of something. But why is that such a necessity for you? Why do you want to be so important? What happens if you just let go of that? But yeah, man, this was a crazy 6 months. I'm glad I was able to do this. Summarize it briefly, but 6 months, I mean, these 3 months, in Europe was 3 months. Just 3 months, that's it. And this semester, I feel like fundamentally shifted me. Biggest lessons, create, has been like the largest voice. Create the life, not even create the life, I mean, create, just period. Channel all those things that you feel on a day to day basis as a human who's in touch with their emotion or who is getting in touch with their emotions and channel that. If you don't, if it's left unchanneled, you lose your mind. Do not leave your emotions unchanneled. Every time you feel something, put it to something. Don't be stuck in status. And so right now, I'm gonna get up, charge my laptop, brush my teeth. I'm gonna start making moves because that's what you do. You make moves. All right, I love you.